Now, here in Portland, hundreds of people gathered to show solidarity with Israel. KATU's Barry Mangold was there and joins us now. Barry, a lot of Oregon's congressional delegation was there.
Yeah, that's right, Deb. The Neveh Shalom temple was packed earlier tonight. Overall, speakers shared powerful messages of empowerment and support for Israel. However, you could feel the weight of the war and death in the room. Close to 1,000 people gathering in southwest Portland Monday night to show solidarity with Israel and to mourn the devastating deaths as the country wages war with Hamas.
This is a time for sorrow.
Both of Oregon's U.S. senators, other members of Congress, state lawmakers, and Portland's mayor showing their support.
Let us commit loudly to an unshakable commitment our country made during Israel's first hours of life. The United States will always stand with Israel.
Many in the crowd worried for their friends and family in Israel. 32-year-old Chaim Katzman, a former PhD student at the University of Washington, was killed in his home in Israel by Hamas militants, according to ABC News.
The last 3 days have been living a nightmare, honestly.
Bob Horenstein of the Jewish Federation of Greater Portland says in the last 48 hours, donations to their emergency fund have topped $45,000. All going towards emergency support for Israelis.
Israel's psyche has been damaged. There's no question about that. People are on edge right now. They're worried about loved ones. Everyone there is impacted.
Religion was no boundary at the gathering as clergy from across the community showed their support as the war wages on.
We stand in solidarity against hate, and we will keep on standing against and be solid against hate.
And even with tonight's strong show of support, there is certainly still a concern for security here locally. Portland Police tells us they have increased patrols at local Jewish institutions. Barry Mangold, KATU News.
Barry, thank you. Tonight, Governor Tina Kotek shared this statement at the event. It read in part, "This attack has shaken the sense of security of the Jewish community in Oregon and across our nation. Please know that I am resolute in my commitment to stand in partnership with the Jewish community to repel anti-Semitism and promote a safe, welcoming state for every Oregonian." We're continuing to follow this story. For updates when we're not on the air, you can check our website at KATU.com.
It was pretty packed last night.
Angelica, close to 1,000 people gathered here last night to show solidarity with Israel and to mourn the devastating deaths as the country wages war with Hamas. Both Oregon's U.S. senators, other members of Congress, state lawmakers, and Portland's mayor were here. Bob Horenstein of the Jewish Federation of Greater Portland says in the last 48 hours, donations for their emergency fund have topped $45,000, all going toward emergency support for Israelis.
Israel's psyche has been damaged. There's no question about that. People are on edge right now. They're worried about loved ones. Everyone there is impacted.
Many people in the room had direct ties to Israel. In fact, one of the people who died was 22-year-old Shawnee Luke. The Jewish Federation tells us she was a German citizen who lived in Portland and attended the Portland Jewish Academy. Another person with ties to the Pacific Northwest is 32-year-old Dr. Chaim Katzman, a former PhD student at the University of Washington. He was killed in his home in Israel by Hamas militants. Angelica.
Awful situations. Van, a lot of people are showing up at these events, and there are some security concerns here.
Yeah, Angelica, there are. Portland Police says they've been on high alert. They've been patrolling local Jewish organizations and institutions just to make sure everything is okay. You know, I mean, tensions are really high right now, obviously, across the U.S., but here in Portland, they say they're not taking any chances. Angelica?
Yeah, and I'm sure they have the same worries across the whole country, for sure. Savannah, thank you. This morning, there's a growing push from the Pentagon to